Hello, everyone, and happy Monday morning to all of you. Today is November 13th, and I'm so happy to bring an amazing member of ours forward, Pam Wilson. And a lot of people ask, what is the LEAP community? Well, the LEAP community is all about you being seen, you being heard, and you being visible. And this is just a sample of the visibility that they receive in the community. Not only do they get to collaborate and build their social capital with other women that are also looking to collaborate and build their social capital and get unlimited opportunities from that. They also get podcast interviews. They teach master classes. They get Member Monday spotlights where we go live on LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook. And this is all to promote our members so that they get their name out there. We will share on social media, blogs, as well as in our newsletter, so everyone can get to know them one-to-one. So Pam, today is your day to be spotlighted here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So
The world.
Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm always glad to talk with you. You know that very much.
You know, it's interesting. We were talking in the background and you started off by saying how frustrated you were with healthcare in America. Did you want to share anything about that? Because I think it's a topic that maybe we haven't had a discussion about, just to kind of get that out. Because if you get your frustrations out, I do believe there could be someone that's watching or listening to this video that could offer some assistance to you or direction or help, right?
We'll talk about like thinking agilely, which is about whole brain. So I live in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm in the marketplace, which I am thankful there's a marketplace for healthcare. However, Cigna has pulled out of our marketplace, and we have a huge hospital system called Barnes-Jewish Children's, which is sort of linked with Washington University, and Cigna covered all of that. And I paid premiums and I paid all of this money, and Cigna decided to pull out. And so we're being told that another company is going to cover those people. However, the healthcare.gov website isn't updated. The actual company website isn't updated. And when I called BJC, I've talked to them 3 times now. They're like, you know what? You might just have to take a leap of faith if your doctors aren't listed. And I said, well, I can't. I'm a show me girl. I'm from Missouri. I'm a St. Louis girl. I have to be able to see my doctors are covered. And so it's very confusing. And I'm taking it one step at a time. And I have a friend who's helping. I have a broker who's helping. However, I'm just living here in St. Louis, and to get healthcare, I've been working on this since yesterday at 3 in the afternoon. And so it is frustrating. And here's the thing, Colleen, here's a good lead in. If healthcare.gov and companies and hospital systems would use whole brain thinking, it would alleviate a lot of the pressure that we're putting on ourselves. I have to be insured. I can't walk around uninsured, and I'm healthy. I'm going to knock on wood. I'm healthy. However, I need to see doctors, and I also have certain medications I have to take. It's just very frustrating, and everybody's been as nice as they can. However, if they did think with their whole brain, we would not be in this. They would have backed themselves up many months, and people wouldn't be, kind of like scrambling at the last minute. So if anybody has any suggestions, please contact me. Have to have health insurance, and I'm trying to use my whole brain. So my yellow, I'll just put a little thing in. So the whole brain consists of 4 quadrants, and my yellow red quadrants, which are all people oriented and interpersonal oriented, are crying. And my blue green, which are very organized and detailed, they're kicking in immediately. You should see my notes. So just a lead in, everybody can use their whole brain for problem solving and relationship building. And I have faith in the system. I'm going to let the process work. So that's where I am this Monday morning, November 13th, 2023.
Yeah, I'm glad that you shared that, because you're not the only one that I've heard with frustration. So when you talk about whole brain, if someone understands whole brain thinking, how does that shift the mindset of the company? Because that's what you're talking about right now. It's how they're operating, and how they operate is based on their culture. It's based on the frontline employees. It's based on everyone that is trained to do a certain job, right? So talk to me about whole brain thinking and how that brings more to the table for a company, and how that could change everything for them, right? Loyalty, longevity of customers, on and on and on.
So, whole brain thinking is basically a way to understand how we think. It's not our skills or abilities. And when you access all of the quadrants in your brain, which Ned Herman coined, it was his brainchild in the 70s, we have an analytical quadrant, a logical quadrant, interpersonal quadrant, and a holistic, intuitive, integrative quadrant. So anybody making any kind of decisions, if you can access all of those quadrants and everyone in the company is speaking the same language, then you are better able to communicate, build effective teams, build relationships. You're better able to deal with innovation and change, thinking agility, which means exactly what you just did, Colleen. We were going to talk about one thing. I got on and started talking about this. You did an entire pivot that led into this. It actually allows us to use our whole brain. And so it's not just about numbers. It's not just about facts. I'm not just a number. I'm actually a person with a birthday who needs something, who needs innovative problem solving. And that's what whole brain does. So honestly, healthcare.gov and all of the healthcare companies out there, if you called me and I came in, we would be working on a framework to make better decisions based on our 4 quadrants, not just the numbers, not just the money, but it includes people. I work for myself, so I've been doing this since yesterday, but what about, I'm leaving after this to go do a whole bunch of work stuff. People don't have the time to call up their doctors, explain everything. So a company that is a whole brain company and has whole brain thinkers will think more agilely. They will be able to integrate change and innovation very quickly. And they will also really and truly make sure that all the quadrants of the brain, the people, the actual people power are being recognized and celebrated and supported. So that's what whole brain is about. It's an innovative way to solve problems. You can do it in your personal life. You can do it on teams. You can do it in giant companies. In fact, whole brain thinking has been in giant companies, Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies. I'm wondering if anybody in St. Louis needs to call me and I can come in immediately and they can help. So it's basically a framework for your thinking preferences. And whole brain thinking helps everybody. I always have to remember to go into the quadrants where I need to stretch into because I live in yellow and red, which I'm all about people and holistic, integrative, creative. I think outside the box. So for me, every single person I've talked to today, I've said, has it ever occurred to our hospital system here in St. Louis to have their own healthcare? And somebody laughed at me and said, yeah, we're thinking about that anyway. So that's what it is that you look at an issue that comes up and you think of every single thing that could help that particular situation while you're supporting and celebrating the people power that you already have. We use something called an HBDI. It's an assessment, Herman Brain Dominance Instrument, and indicates your thinking preferences. The coolest thing about this is that it is not your skills or abilities. You're born with your thinking preferences. I will tell you, running a business, I've had to stretch into the quadrants that I'm not, that my thinking preferences are not the strongest. So if you saw my desk, you would see all my green, blue quadrants. There's a list and there's check marks. And yet I'm thinking about an entire company. I would love to. BJC, Barnes Jewish Children's, call me. I can come in. I can help you. Any company. By the way,
Thanks for calling them out. And I would also suggest that you tag them on this video and make a comment in LinkedIn, because I'm sure they're on LinkedIn or they're on Facebook, and a way for you to connect with them and say, hey, these are the companies that I think need to watch this video, because whole brain thinking, if you bring it into your company, these are the benefits, right? So do you want to explain those 4 quadrants and show that one more time?
Sure.
Pam, I'm going to make it a little larger here for people to see that. So what are those 4 quadrants?
So here are our 4 quadrants. Instead of left brain, right brain, whole brain thinking engages your entire brain. So the blue quadrant, which is considered the analytical quadrant, means that your thinking preferences are logical, fact-based, quantitative. Your green quadrant is all about organization, plans, details, sequential thinking preferences. Your red quadrant is all about people. It's interpersonal, feelings-based, emotional, kinesthetic. And your yellow quadrant, where you strategize, is about holistic, intuitive, integrating, and synthesizing. Nobody has just one quadrant. We have all of these. If your thinking preferences are very, very strong in yellow and red, you would have a higher thinking preference code. And so I'm a thinker. I am a 3211, which means that I am a yellow red thinker. I have some in the green and I need to stretch into the blue. What's also interesting about the HBDI is it gives you a under pressure profile. So when I'm under pressure, I'm always still thinking about people. I'm always still thinking about the whole picture, but I also lean a little bit more into the green, which is being planned and detailed. So we all have every single quadrant. The HBDI is a 116 question survey. It is so interesting and anybody can take it. It's great if everyone in the company can take it. What I do when I go in and talk to people, I always like the person I'm talking to take the HBDI, because if they understand it more clearly, they'll say, yes, that I need this team to take this, or I need this team to take this.
Yeah.
And then you're able to coordinate and conceptualize.
You need to
what
put the
teams
right
need.
people in the right seats on the bus,
Yes,
right? Because you have
exactly.
someone who is in a red, you're asking them to do a job of a blue. And so that person is out of sorts and they're
Mhm.
not performing it the best that they could be because they're
Correct.
in the wrong seat. I've seen this 1,000 times. If you would just get people in the right seats, you wouldn't have to bang your head to wonder why they're not performing to where you want them to perform. So I know we're wrapping up and kind of getting down to the wire here. Tell us what a lunch and learn is, because you do this for local businesses and you do it on Zoom. But what is a lunch and learn? How can a company get this?
So just go to my website, wilsonmentoringwriting.com. I offer a complimentary lunch and learn in person here in St. Louis on Zoom if you're far away, unless you would like me to come in, and you are welcome to send me an airline ticket because I'd love to come and see your city. Basically, I give a whole brain overview. And then when I go into each and every company or organization or university, first I talk to the person that is organizing it, and I'll say, so what are some of the issues that you're already dealing with? It's a general overview about whole brain thinking. And then I have people guess their thinking preferences, which is very fun. And then we do a short strategy session with real life issues. This isn't pretend, this is real. If your team is dealing with change or leadership or communication, we actually do real live exercise. I get people up and moving and grooving, and then we come up with some real strategic planning. The next step after that, if anybody wanted more, which I highly suggest, is that's when we administer the HBDI and we do a debrief about what our thinking preferences are. Because if you know your thinking preferences and the people you work with, it supports people power. I suggest you do the whole thing with the lunch and learn and the short webinar on issues that you're dealing with, and then the HBDI, and then a longer webinar, which helps people because they already know their thinking preferences. I'm also happy just to do the lunch and learn. I believe in this. This is scientific based.
Yeah.
And I am yellow red, which means that I'm all about people. I'm a writer. I'm an interviewer. I'm a storyteller. This is based in science. And I've actually seen it work in work situations and also personally, because this floats into your life. It also promotes and enhances a work-life balance because you're getting the job done in a way that feels really good. So you're able to leave it when the job is over and you're able to go and have a beautiful work-life balance. So it really does work. So please feel free to reach out to me, LinkedIn, Facebook, my website. I would love to do a complimentary lunch and learn for your company. Also, I bring chocolate and I bring fun.
So I think tagging some companies would be a benefit for us to do that, right? I mean, how else are you going to be able to get that visibility unless the companies are seeing what you're doing?
That's a
Right.
great
So
idea.
definitely tag some local companies, let them know, hey, watch this video, see what whole brain thinking is in a very short video and how it can quickly assist you and your company. And by the way, here's her Facebook. So we have the Facebook profile, we have her website, how you can connect with her on LinkedIn. Pam, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for sharing whole brain thinking. Every company out there really needs these assessments on a regular basis, especially if you are struggling with team productivity, you've had a huge turnover lately. Why not give this back to your team for them to be able, as people, to be producing in the best that they possibly can by putting them in the positions that serve them the best? It not only helps them flourish and thrive, it helps your company. flourish
Absolutely.
and thrive. It's a
Mhm.
win-win, right?
Yes,
And we're
yeah.
seeing this disconnect a lot today, and it's ridiculous because it can be fixed that simple. And this
Mhm.
is a very easy investment of a lunch for you to come in to do this. So,
Very easy. Yes.
Pam, thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you.
Thank you for being a valued member of the community. And to all of you out there, think about it. Do you have the right people in the right positions in your company? Are you in the right position at your company? Or do you want to question this and go to your manager and say, hey, how about if we were to do this lunch and learn for whole brain thinking and really determine and give back to us so we can really see how our thinking patterns are and how we can grow and learn at this company, right? Enrolling them into that. So,
Very
Pam,
much so.
I love what you're doing.
Thank
You're
you.
such a valuable community member. Thank you so much for everything you offer the community and just for being an awesome person.
Oh, well, thank you, Colleen, right back at you. I am so happy to be part of LEAP. And you know how I feel that you are empowered women, empower women, and you know
Yes.
you're right up there. And I appreciate everything you do. Thank you so much for today. It felt really good to talk about it.
Good, good. I'm glad that you felt that way. And to everyone out there, go crush it. Just make sure you know what you're crushing. Whole brain thinking is all about get yourself in the positions so you function the best and your life is simpler and happier because that happens when you're functioning the way you're supposed to be functioning at your best. And we'll see you next week with another member. Bye bye,
Thank you.
everyone. Have a
Bye.
wonderful week. Bye bye.